If you have been looking for the perfect bespoke planning system for your family that actually works, even if, like me, you have ADHD and you've tried all the planning systems under the sun and none of them actually work, then this is going to be the one. This is the holy grail system after everything I've tried that actually works for my brain. I love it. I enjoy using it. It is so flexible and so easy to do. And I know so many of you have been so excited about this system too. However, I have had a few questions about how you physically set it up. So in this video, I'm going to take you through it step by step, including everything I use to physically build my A5 portable mini binder system, how I print in A5. There are two different options. Both of them are super easy. I was once where you were thinking this was really complicated, but honestly, when I show you, you are going to be amazed at how simple it is. And then you too can have an amazing planning system that is totally portable, totally flexible, and can be built to suit your specific life. If you're new around here, hi, my name's Rhiannon Morgan. Everyone calls me Rhi. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. I've got 4 children, all with autism. I work full time. I also have ADHD. So there is a lot to juggle, a lot to plan, not a great deal of time to do it. So let's get on with this. If you want to follow along with everything I'm talking about in this video step by step, including all of the supplies that I am using and I recommend to make sure you are not getting the wrong ones, because trust me, if you get the wrong things, it's going to throw the whole process, then you can download my free mini binder starter guide. Go to mummyof4.com/mini binder to grab your free guide to help you set up your binder now. All of the printables that I actually use inside of my binders are available either inside of my planner store or inside of my Organised Life Club membership. So I'll leave all the details for that below. But regardless of what you physically want to put inside of your binder, whether you are really artsy and you want to bullet journal, or you want to use my printables, or you want to just freehand, whatever you want to do, you're going to need to start with the actual binder. For a long time, I used the A4 version. I think we all know how to print an A4. You just press print and that's how it comes out. But this A5 version is so much more portable than my A4 bulky binder, so I can easily carry this room to room. I can take it up with me to write some notes before I fall asleep. It's much smaller to fit on my desk. So all in all, it's just so much better. And obviously I can also take it with me when I'm traveling and I'm taking packing lists and things. So if you watch my Disney Cruise Vlog series over on my Magical Adventures channel, you will have seen the binder. Now, picking the right binder is essential, and these are way more affordable than you would imagine. Take it from me, you can also get binders that are very much wrong. So this binder specifically was very affordable on Amazon. Under £9. This binder, along with everything else that I'm talking about resources-wise in this video, will be linked inside of that guide, mummyof4.com/mini binder. But I love it because it is sturdy. It's got this fastener, which is just magnetic, and it's actually got not 1, but 2 pen loops inside, which is really handy because, as we'll get to, I like to have a pen to write in and also at least 1 pen to tick in so that I've got a different color. Also inside of the binder, it's got places to store cards and other stickers or supplies here, plus a pouch in the back that you can slot more into there. These are available in loads of different colors, and I just like them because not only are they affordable, but they are nice and sturdy. I did order a huge amount of binders, most of which went back, and some of them were just so floppy and they just were not going to protect what was inside. And ultimately you want to be able to throw your binder in your bag and know that you're not going to end up with your pages all dog-eared and horrible. So obviously the next thing you're going to need to do is to print the pages that are going to need to go inside of your binder. And A5 is half the size of A4, so there are 2 ways of doing this. If you only have A4 paper, then you can print on A4 paper. Press print as normal. Then before you hit go on printing your pages, change the setting from 1 to 2 pages per sheet. That way you end up with 2 A4 pages printed on one side of A4. You can then simply cut them down the middle, but I would really suggest using a guillotine to get a nice sharp edge. And then hey presto, you've got your A4 pages ready to slot into your binder. Now, to make this even simpler, you can actually purchase A5 paper, and most printers are going to print on A5 paper, and I didn't even know this. Compared to most people, I'm pretty tech savvy, but it seems that I have a bit of a mental block when it comes to printers. I feel like I can never get them to work, but even I can manage this. So all you do is you buy your A5 paper, slot it into the back of your printer, and then when it goes to print, you just select print in A5 instead of print in A4, and then it takes your PDF, which if you buy from my shop are a standard A4 size, but then it naturally scales it down to A5. And then it's just the right size and it's perfect. And you don't have to fuss around with guillotining and cutting pages up and things. And it's just so super simple. Next thing you're going to need is a hole punch. While your standard A4 ring binders generally come with 2 rings, the mini A5 binders that I've chosen come with 6 rings, meaning you're going to need a special hole punch. But again, this is a reasonably inexpensive investment to build your binder. This is the one that I have. You just adjust it here, pull it up to where it says A5, squeeze down on your page, and you have the holes in exactly the right place. Now, most of the rest of the things from here on in are entirely optional. These are some of the extras that I use in my mini binder that I absolutely love. I love these A5 zipper pouches that can be slotted into the rings, which are ideal for storing more pens, rulers, receipts, or anything else you want to keep with you in your binder that doesn't slot into the pouches at the back. It can be really handy to use dividers. I love this set of clear dividers. They actually came with a lot of labels that you can use to label each of the sections, but I prefer to use my own labels so I can be that little bit more bespoke. I have a printable Dymo label maker and I just choose the smallest font setting on there and print out the labels that I want for each divider section and cut them out to fit the right size. This is the kind of thing that you can set up once and then it's done. The next item is not necessarily a must as much as I would consider it a must in a standard planner, and that would be erasable pens. In a standard planner, I would be terrified of spoiling my planner because I don't like making mistakes and seeing mess, because when I see mess and clutter, my ADHD brain cannot focus. So I would always use erasable pens. Now in the binder system, it's so great because if you make a really big mistake, you can just print out another page and replace it, which is amazing. But I still like using erasable pens because I still like to be able to move things around when my day changes, when something happens with the kids, and I was planning to do something in the morning and maybe I want to move it to the afternoon. I can still do that with my erasable pens without making a big mess or printing another page. Traditionally, I have been writing in one of these purple erasable pens and then ticking in pink, as well as using pastel erasable highlighters to draw my attention to certain things or to time block, or just generally make the page look pretty. But recently, in the interest of making things even more aesthetically pleasing, I invested in these refillable erasable pens. They both originally came with black ink inside. Then you buy black ink refill to put back in the pen when they run out. But I bought a second one and actually put the pink refill inside it. And you can see I've marked it using a little bit of washi tape with some pink bows so that I can identify which is which. But then both of those pens are permanently with me in my planner. So whether I've shoved my planner in my bag to do some planning in the car while I'm waiting for the kids between activities, or I've taken it to a different room, I have the pens with me that I need and it looks really pretty. Now you don't have to make it look really pretty, but ultimately for me and my ADHD brain, the more attractive the whole planning process is, the more likely I am to stick at it. I love pink, so by making everything pink and pretty, I'm just more likely to use the system and therefore the system will work. As well as dividers, I also utilize sticky notes in my binder to highlight certain pages, such as the current month, the current day, and pages with goals I'm working on. This makes it easy to find a specific page you need on a certain day, and then I just move the sticky note onto the next page. So for example, I've got one that says today, I just move it onto the next page for tomorrow, when tomorrow is today. And then when that sticky note gets a bit scruffy, I replace it with a fresh one, generally about once a week. You can get a huge variety of different sizes of sticky notes and colours to suit you, but it's a nice little addition. Something I use a little bit and my girls use a lot are planner stickers. These are a really nice way to jazz up your planner, especially if you're not really artistic. If you're one of these people that I'm completely jealous of that can just draw beautiful art in their planners, then well done you. I'm not one of these people, so I have to make my planner pretty with pretty pens, just for writing and highlighting as opposed to for drawing, and then stickers. This is a nice way to theme certain pages inside of your planner or binder, whatever you want to call it. It's a planner binder. It's a planner inside of a binder. Either way, stickers are hugely popular with my kids. It's a nice mindful activity to get them to do to journal their feelings, and they're more likely to want to do this if they have nice stickers to use too. I also have a selection of washi tape to use to create certain sections or just make pages pretty. I've taken to using my planner not just every day, but for my weekend planning. I have got an entire video about how I plan for the week using the pages inside of my binder. And the girls really now like planning along with me in their binders, popping in their stickers and their washi tape, and just generally making notes. Now for the important part, we've got all the supplies. What are we actually going to print on these pages to put inside of the binder? Well, if you're inside of my Organised Life Club, you will know that my Organised Life Binder starter pack has everything you need in it to plan your days and weeks. Those are the pages that I print out every weekend to add into my planner. These include week at a glance pages, meal planning pages, my Eisenhower matrix, where I categorize my to-dos by whether they are urgent or important in order to prioritize what I'm doing each week, and pages to select top 3 priorities for each day and track habits. On top of this, I have 2-page-a-day spreads with 30-minute time blocks, places to focus on my priorities and to-dos for the day, my meal plan choices, my 10 ta-das, which are things that I am grateful for or things I've achieved, just 10 positives from the day to make sure that my mindset is in the right place, and my very important ADHD brain dump section for all of my side quests from the day. On top of this, every month I print out my new planning pages from our planning parties inside of the Organised Life Club. During these sessions, we reflect on the previous month, what went well, what didn't go so well, and look ahead to the coming month to decide what we want to achieve, how we want to feel, and then make plans to make that stuff happen. And all of those pages are bespoke to those specific months. All of those get printed off in A5 and put into my binder every month. If we're traveling, I use the pages inside of my Magical Adventures binder. I actually have a separate Magical Adventures binder where I store all of the planning for upcoming trips. But if we're going on a trip, the trip we're currently on, I would put those pages into my main binder and just have the whole thing with me. So that way I've got all the planning for the week, the month, plus the trip, all the packing checklist and the plans for the day are all in one place. Then I also use all of my seasonal printables, such as my Christmas planning pages, my birthday planning pages, for everything from gift planning to event planning. If I'm decluttering, I have the pages from inside of my decluttering workbook I print, and so many more. When we're traveling to Disney, I print pages from inside of my magical trip planner, or if we're heading on a Disney cruise, my magical cruise planning pages. And if you're interested in all of the travel printables, as well as all the fun and magic, plus early release vlogs and bonus content, you can check out my Magical Adventures Club. Now, I get asked quite a lot, when these binders get quite full, what do I do with the extra pages? And I've got 2 options for you, both of which I use for various things. One of them is the clear binders. So while these nice heavy duty binders that come in loads of different pretty colours are amazing, they do get filled up quite quickly. And the clear binders are great for storing pages that I've used, I've finished with, and I just want to store. So every week I transfer some pages out of my main binder so it's not too bulky and I can still actually close the thing. I also have A5 popper folders that I use sometimes for pages that have already been used, or sometimes if I've printed additional pages that I don't quite want to put into my binder yet. So maybe I've printed the printables for next month or the next few weeks and I've not got to planning those yet. While those pages are still blank, they sit in little A5 popper folders. So what do I print to put inside of my kids' binders? I print pages from inside of my super awesome kids binder starter pack. That's quite a mouthful. Which include kid-friendly printables to plan out their weeks, journal their feelings, keep track of things like reading logs, homework, keeping their rooms tidy, resetting for the following week, and lots more. And whether you're printing printables for yourself as an adult or for your children, I've got loads of new printables every single month, not just inside of my planner store available for one-off purchase, but available inside of my Organised Life Club, where new printables are added there every single month that go alongside our workshops. My club is for absolutely anyone that wants to organise their life, but really specialises in supporting families who are neuro-sparkly. I'm loving that term. So families who have children with autism or ADHD, or maybe like me, you realised much later in life than you should have done that maybe you have ADHD, and maybe that's why getting organised is so flipping challenging. So if you're interested in getting your life a bit more organised, you love printables, and you're definitely going to be setting up your binder, head to mummyoffour.com/OLC to check out the Organised Life Club to see what it has to offer in there. You can get started completely for free, or for just £10 a month, you get all of the printables, early release videos, workshops to take you through everything that you need to sort for your family, from organising your routines, resetting for the week, planning. In addition to those amazing planning parties where we sit and plan together with the brand new printables and hold each other accountable. So now, how to actually use your binder and make sure that it isn't just something pretty that you set up and forget about, but it actually helps you to plan your life. First thing is place. Make sure it is somewhere where you can see it and you're going to be able to use it. If it's tucked away, you're never going to plan in it. So mine is always open on my desk whenever I'm working, and that way, whenever I think of something, I can brain dump it immediately into my planner. I even take it up with me when I go to bed. So if I come up with an idea before I fall asleep, I can jot it down, and I won't be lying there going, oh, I'm going to forget this. I can jot it down immediately, and I know it's safely stored there inside of my planner, not to drift off like so many of my thoughts do if I don't write them down. You need to make it personalised and whatever you deem to be pretty. If you're picking something in your favourite colour, you love the way the pen writes, the paper you've chosen is a slightly thicker quality, so it feels just nicer to write on and your pen's not going through it, and you've got some lovely stickers, maybe some washi tape, and every time you use it, it just sparks joy, you're going to naturally use your planner more. Planning will then just become part of something you do. And while people might think that taking time to plan is something they just don't have time to do, ultimately the better you plan and the more efficiently that you plan, the more time it will buy you back. I cover all of the weekly planning that I do inside of my weekend reset routine, inside of my special weekend reset system workshop inside of my Organised Life Club. Head to the details on screen or down in the description to access that workshop and that workbook and work through it with me so you can learn the exact system for planning for your weeks. And honestly, when I do not follow that system because we've been away or something, I've not made time to do it, the whole next week is a disaster. So now, before we go away, if we're going away on the weekend, I insist on doing the entire system before we leave. The other way you're going to make using your planner stick is to actually carve out time to use it. On the day that you've chosen to do your planning for the week, put that in your planner, put that in your calendar. Tell your family that you will not be available for that block of time. Maybe it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, longer if you want to include journaling, you want to stick on a candle and romanticize the experience. But however much or little time you choose to dedicate to planning, block it out and make it a non-negotiable. Future you will thank you. And if you want to see exactly how I plan for the weeks, step by step, using the printables inside of my Organised Life binder, click on the video on screen now where I show you all of that. Plus, check out my Organised Life Club for all the printables and the support that we discussed in this video. Let me know if you're setting up your binders. Tag me in the pictures of them over on Instagram. I love to see those, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.